Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ben the Human Plays IXION. We're here at the destruction site of the Etemenanki, this massive ship that's much bigger than the Tiqqun. You can barely see like the structure of one part of it. So if we back out here, I have the game paused. We're at the destroyed command center of the Etemenanki, and we'll see this as we progress into the exploration of this system. But there are pieces of this ship scattered all around the system, and we'll try to puzzle out why this ship broke apart. But you can see just how much bigger it is than the Tiqqun, which is kind of wild. We're still trying to sort out our food issues. I think, though, we're in a good place. We fed everybody last cycle, and we're close to having a new harvest here. 5.7 and then 2.7, so we're fairly close. We might want to add one more field here. I'm just kind of thinking. I think, like, right here is fine, and then we can kind of work around that. And we have plenty of workers for that, so that should be okay. Okay, let's unpause. Let's take stock of our situation here. We can build another... This is where we wanted to consolidate our iron. And we're actually fairly low on iron, so another thing that I should really do immediately is kick this guy back on as our good old drone producer, or probe producer. So we're at 76. If we turn this on, we'll be at 85, and if we build one more field, we'll be at 89. So very close to the limit, but not quite there. And we should have 13 people coming back from hospital rest fairly soon. And we're gonna keep consolidating our resources down, so we might as well move the silicon over here. Yeah. And then when this is built, we'll move the iron from here and here to there, and we can keep tearing down some of these old depots we have. I'm kind of considering kicking on the station to thaw people out, but I'm not 100% convinced I actually want to do that quite yet. Something we should do immediately is just start sending out our exploration ships. So the Facultas here
has arrived at its destination.
Arrived at the destroyed command center. Initial reports indicate that we have found the wreckage of the Etemenanki's command center. The UN ship appears to have been attacked. Although the command center of the Etemenanki is heavily armored, the structure has suffered terrible bombardment. It appears as if something sliced through the larger superstructure of the Etemenanki. This must have dislodged the center and separated it from the rest of the ship. Numerous pieces of debris and corpses float around the ruin. We have located a breach within the armor plating that should allow us to get inside. The Facultas team will enter the command center through the identified breach. So the primary purpose of getting our probes up and running is we want to send them out to get our science ships working. And then secondarily, we want to send out our probes to start getting our mining ships going. So we're going to turn ice off for now. I don't think it's super imperative that we start mining ice while we have such a backlog to get through anyway. So let's do iron, carbon, silicon, and then let's have carbon. So we have a backup of... Hold on. So primary iron, backup silicon, tertiary carbon. Primary carbon, backup iron, tertiary silicon, primary, secondary, tertiary. Perfect. And then we'll mess around with these guys in a bit. I think what I want to do is set it up kind of similarly, where this first row matches the mining ship. And then same thing with the second and so on. And then your primary, third. There we go. And then these guys, I'm not 100% sure. You are only going to be grabbing people, really. And then you guys are ice. But maybe we'll set you up to... And then I guess if these guys find any actual materials, we should bring them back. But if you guys see other materials, we just have so many ships. Like, I'm not sure how to go about making this like efficient. But I think that's good for now. And we haven't found any resources yet anyway, so we have to get that going first. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the food. We're up to 43 now.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Where? Not there. Excuse me? Get out of here. What request? Let me back in my ship. Who's talking? It's not there? Aha! What do you want? Oh, a sector is converted to the cult of the hull. This has had a positive impact on the morale of the crew. The converts are waiting to hear your opinion on their worship. Sanctifying the Tiqqun and its facilities does not directly violate any DOLOS directives. This couldn't possibly go wrong. Let's embrace the writings of Barjaville. The Tiqqun is a body, the hull is its skin, and we are its blood. That relates to this. The hull temple provides +1 stability, whilst the hull of the cult of the hull is propagating in a sector. So if you build this guy, it makes more stability, which is great, I suppose. We could consider doing the exo fighting dome as well. That provides 2 to a sector, and then every sector you build a train station to also gets the +2 bonus. So it's kind of a later game technology, I'd say, but we do want to keep on top of our stability because it's going to keep going down as people get cranky. All right, let's move all of our iron into here. We're going to chew through our iron relatively quickly, and then we'll want to shut off at least one of our iron facilities. So let's dismantle this guy for now. You guys are still starving? You shouldn't be. I guess not after the current meal cycle, because everybody has food now. Yes. Okay. The iron is being offloaded to the main depot. We have a probe. Let's launch a probe to the nearby thing. There's also a planet over here. Yeah, why don't we launch a probe over there? Just keep on keeping on. We're almost out of silicon too. We really only have we have 3. Ooh, nice. Specialized in food rank 1. What does that do? Oh, we just needed 1 more farm field to make that happen. 20. Oh, nice. They use less water and produce more waste. And the cult is present here. Fantastic. That's exactly what we wanted. I'm sure. Now, all right, food time. So you're going to produce a lot of food in the next cycle.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Thanks for that, you guys. The frozen rooms through which the Foucault's team have had to navigate are from a nightmare. The projectile damage covers most surfaces, and there are signs of electrical fires having raged throughout the corridors. This is not to discount the ever-present grim sight of severed corpses. Upon entering the bridge, the team discovers the bodies of the commander-in-chief and officers. It appears they took their own lives. We must retrieve the Remus data. The Tiqqun should be kept in close proximity to the command center. It will allow the Foucault's team to use the station's power via the retractable telescopic pole and access the center's terminals. Well, let's do that right now. The team of the Foucault will search for any data that may contain the coordinates of the exoplanet Remus. The Tiqqun should be kept in proximity to supply power. Aye, aye. Salute. I saluted my own computer just then. Oh, you're going further. I forgot. I didn't send you to this little cloud. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do on this map. Half of the map is basically inaccessible to us right now. This storm will destroy any of our little ships that go in there, and if the Tiqqun flies into it, it continually sustains hull damage from being in there. The storm will start to move through the system, as we'll see, but it will open up the other side of the storm at some point. What a tech disaster! 22 people! Let's pause real quick and make sure we have enough workers to cover that. No, we don't. Okay, so we would like to shut off something. Let's shut off one of our refineries. Because we're already burning through most of our iron. So we can take a little break from firing on all cylinders for iron. What do you guys want? The debris field we have entered is mostly composed of corpses. The floating bodies bump against the hull and create sounds that reverberate through the Tiqqun sectors. This is not proving beneficial for crew morale. Honestly, I would question if it was beneficial for the crew morale. I would think we need to have a discussion. DLS reports indicate that EVA crews are discussing their experiences working outside the Tiqqun with colleagues in mess halls, compounding the problem. So that means while we're surrounded by the floating corpse debris, we have a -1 overall to every sector, I believe. So we'll just have to keep an eye on our trust and the happiness in each sector. What a disaster in that place. We can shut off these guys, which should alleviate some of our labor problems as well. Still doing great from an alloys perspective. You've made another probe. Launch the probe. Off they go. And this guy's about to land. Hit it. All right, Seagull. Seagull, off you go. Thank you, probe. Well done. I think the gear needs to be assigned somewhere. So let's actually unassign one of these extra. You know what? Do it from this one. Unassign the Neshmet. Reassign the gear. Now we have 3 science ships ready to rock and roll. Because we don't even know what we want to do with the 3 ships from Sector 6. Alright, building probes. Fantastic news. Lots of alloy. We could honestly consolidate from this guy too, and this guy. We've opened up a lot of space in District 1. So there's options there. We should start thinking about a population district. So we're at a lot of alloy. So why don't we go ahead and fill this whole district. That's going to take 200 alloy, which is a lot. But what this will allow us to do is continually thaw people out. And then we can ship them around the ship as we see fit. So you guys have all the food you need. You guys still need more food by quite a bit. So let's reconfigure our food here. 5 is fine. Sector 2, push it up to 30, and Sector 1, push this up to 40. And let's go for 40 there too. So Sector 6 will always have enough food because they're the district producing our food. And then we need to offload all the food that's extra to the other 2 districts so we can feed everybody. But you should be getting, in the next cycle you'll be producing 90-ish food for us, which will even make things even better. So I think we're doing good from a food perspective. Could think about getting rid of these eventually and then building a 3rd crop farm. Maybe we even think about algae farm, perhaps? I've never really used the algae farm. But it wouldn't be... I could at least research it and see if it would fit this area better than like a 3rd crop farm that doesn't really fit anywhere. So that's an option maybe. Something to think about at least. Sector 1. Oh, man. Oh, man. This sucks. We're actually going to have to build another hospital because that accident was so bad that we overwhelmed the availability of hospital beds. All right. This is a temporary hospital. Just slap it down for now. Because if we don't build another hospital, these 2 people will die.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Fantastic. New probe. Do we have... So, there's always a point of interest at these 2 clouds, or at any of these clouds that you can see out here. But I don't think... Oh! I was going to say, there's got to be something way out here. And that's actually the story progression one. So let's shoot that guy out that way, and we'll send our other ship all the way over there. Our sensors have located a section of the Etemenanki drifting in space. In the vacuum of space, our initial readings are registering a lot of organic debris. The food production district. Oh, we can send the gear that way. Have fun. You guys. Our probe has detected a signal originating from a chain of mountains that border an acidic ocean on P38. This is the Seagull crew. We're currently in orbit of P38. The planet possesses a highly corrosive atmosphere. There will be little room for improvisation once we touch down. We must establish a search protocol now. We do know that the signal is transmitting from beneath a mountain. Alternatively, we could focus on analyzing material samples in order to improve our understanding of planets. This one, I don't remember which way. Hold on. Just a second. Okay, we're back. Whoops. So, the difference between these two, what I was suspecting is actually true. So, boring through the mountain and performing topographical analysis will give you the same result in this case. What you want to do is you want to perform topographical analysis, and I'll kind of explain this later, but it's the better option because these two will give you the same options. This one will allow you to do more analysis of options because the planet is acidic. It's slowly eating your ship. And so you'll see that. We're going to pick this one. The Seagulls team will perform a detailed topographical analysis of the mountain range in order to find a route through the signal's origin, which kind of makes sense because you're taking longer to bore through the mountain. So we do this faster. We get a little more time to do more science on the planet. If you push it too far, your ship will actually die or explode and all the people will die. So I'll talk about that in more detail when the ship options come up. But don't push it too far. You could lose a science ship. Alright, you guys are building our new hospital. Great. Hospital is up and running. We'll keep those 2 people from dying. And then
has arrived at its
and then we can always dismantle this when the people are actually better. Alright, science ship has arrived at the collapsed food production district. We're on site. This part of the Etemenanki was responsible for the ship's food production. Production was divided into 2 zones, vegetal and animal. We have also identified a self-contained area generating a heat signature. The area is small, but it is not impossible that some survivors may be sheltering in there. Invasively breaching the self-contained area sounds like a really bad idea. But let's start with the vegetal zone. We can get some vegetables. I approve of vegetable consumption. I think the next probe we get, we're going to want to shoot it out to get some resources going.
Team has completed a task.
Good job, science team. Administrator, the Remus's coordinates aren't here. As you know, Vol coordinates are incredibly complex algorithms that require advanced technology for their storage and application. We did identify a storage area within the command center where such equipment, perhaps including that stolen from the Protagoras, should have been held. It has been ripped away, shorn by cutting lasers, and taken. There is some small hope. A single damaged calculator terminal was found. Power supplied from the Tiqqun has allowed us to access it. It appears that in the Etemenanki's final moments, while attempting to address the colossal damage done to their ship, the crew were able to identify and record the self-similar signature of their attacker as it withdrew. Perhaps they hope to later mount some sort of pursuit to recover the stolen coordinates of Remus. We are now in possession of that signature. It belongs to the Cryonics, a ship of the Black Market Society. This is where our hope fades. The few officers' logs we have found that detail the attack are terrifying. It seems highly likely that the coordinates of Remus are now aboard the Cryonics. Having processed the data we have found within the center, and thanks to old recordings of now inactive distress signals, we were able to locate other parts of the Etemenanki which have drifted across this system. So now we've learned that the Etemenanki was ripped apart by a different ship called the Cryonics. We would like to investigate further into the Cryonics attack. The Foucault's team will analyze the Cryonics attack on the Etemenanki. The Tiqqun should be kept in close proximity. We will not leave just yet. I'm still waiting on this probe to be done. You guys done yet? Almost. Getting there. We're out of carbon, so we can shut you down, too. Just, like, slowly shutting down the entire factory district. This is why I really think we need to get our mining probes out there. We need to start processing raw materials again, otherwise our people aren't doing anything. They're just standing around. Alright, probe done. Let's find a mineral-rich location that is not within the storm. Ooh, this looks like a good spot. Lots of iron, lots of silicon. Decent amount of carbon. Let's make sure there's no other, like, super locations. That's a good spot for iron. Ice. Yeah, I think right here is a good one to get started with. Bam. I think that's a good spot. So at the very least, we'll get our mining ships and transport ships rolling. And then we'll keep looking for deposits, but this will get everybody started at the very least. Because it's got all three of the basic materials going. I still don't feel the need to ever go and pursue hydrogen. Like, the hydrogen doesn't really... it just doesn't make sense to me. I've never had enough power issues where I'm like, you know what? I could really go for more power production, which is what the hydrogen does. It's like a fusion plant.
A probe has completed its scan.
Cruise P42. P42. There we go. All right, got a lot of resources here. Let's go ahead and high priority these, since they'll be, well, we'll leave it off high priority to collect, but we'll do high priority to mine since they're really close to the ship right now. Still no probe yet. We did locate a viable planet, I think. Oh, hey, you have something to say. Pledge to turn on every cryonic center in Sector 2 for 30 cycles. While Sector 2 has contained potential crew members and cryopods for a while now, there are no active cryo centers in the sector. This leaves the crew extremely concerned. No one likes cryonic sleep, and some of them still remember the first cryonic accidents during Earth's epidemics. To allay their fears, the cryopod's inhabitants should be awoken as soon as possible. We can do that. I was already planning on doing that. And we've got these things starting to be built. The one thing is, the food situation, I don't know if it's fully resolved yet. We are at 58. Okay, we are gaining food. It's not as quick as I'd like, but it is okay. So I think it's okay to fire this guy on. Do we have enough workers? Yes. So fire on the cryonic center. We have to leave it on for 30 out of 40 cycles. So we might as well get it rolling. And we will get how many people per cycle? 3 per cycle, essentially. So we'll get 90 people. Do we have enough population? Not yet, but we will once these are all built. Okay, I think we can handle 90 more people at the very least. We'll keep working on our food. I kind of think maybe since we got vertical parking done, maybe we should think about algae farm here. Creation and automatic harvesting of 4 algae plantations using a moderate amount of water to produce a large amount of food. Or do we just focus on crop farms? We could, honestly, I think we do the crop farms. Just make the crop farms better. And just call that good. Okay. Alright, you guys are gonna go mine, and then once they started mining, our ships are gonna go like crazy and just start grabbing all this stuff. So let's go do more exploration over here. Two more points of interest. Don't we have more mining ships? Hold on. Hold on. Kick you guys out of here. Do I have more mining ships somewhere? I only have 3? Huh. All right, you're back in. I apologize. Could have swore I had like, didn't I have like 5 mining ships at one point? Did I leave them behind when I jumped? Maybe that's what happened. Oops, sorry people.
A science ship team has completed a task.
All right. This is the Seagull crew. The signal was transmitting from an abandoned subterranean complex. By breaching it, we have unfortunately allowed the corrosive atmosphere of P-38 inside. We'd estimate that the complex was built within the last 20 years. We do not recognize the iconography on its exterior. The technology inside does seem human-made, and there are signs that it was once inhabited. There is still a little time before the P-38's corrosive atmosphere eats through the Seagull's hull and landing gear. We do not think we will be able to explore the entire site, but we have identified several places of interest. So this is the point, is that they're telling you we can only investigate so much here. We want to investigate the tank room first because I believe it gives us the most science. I think secondarily you want to investigate the field operations area, but the important, you can do all of them. It's not a big difference between which 2 you choose, but you cannot do all 3. If you try to do all 3, or if you did the drilling, if you do more than 1, your ship will be eaten by the acid and everybody will die. So it's important we only pick 2. So let's do the tank room. Located a large room with a complex containing numerous empty tanks. They will collect residue samples and carry out technical analysis to ascertain what the tanks were used for. So we'll set that up, and then we'll get ready for next episode. So, if you guys enjoyed the episode, please click the like button. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more episodes of IXION or the other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have your notifications on so you know when the next videos go live. But until next time, everybody, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody!